we go. Now I can try to see the comments a little easier, hopefully. Turn the sound down. Alright, who do we have in here so far? Don't see any chat. Let's see how long it takes for me to get my hand on the video. Oof, about 11 seconds. Goodness. Alright, so that should be able to show me the chat. I'll put chat on back here as well. Turn that off. Content. Live. Mute. Alright, we got Scott and Walter, or Kearney, in. How come my tablet isn't showing that information though? How about we select like all chat? Now. What isn't my tablet working? The way I want it to. Top chat. Live chat. Still didn't show any. What are you all up to? Besides watching me fumble on my iPad here. Trying to see why the chat isn't showing up. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to look back. Gonna open up some cool cards. They're on my desktop here. Alright. So your one day off when you're spending with us. Thanks, man. Feel honored. Your one day off when you're spending it with us here on MVP. Sorting through one of your Hot Wheels drawers. What's in it? What kind of cars? Blackwall cars, blue card, collector number cars, limited editions, special editions. What you got? Why is this thing? Not showing the chat. I'm here for the long haul new stuff. Before the website, I would have been like, yuck, new stuff, but there's actually some pretty cool stuff out now. So, trying to enjoy more of it. I need to order my cases. I haven't done that yet for 2025, so we can do opening the cases, but things aren't working out. My story is actually even worse than just losing my job that day. I gotta laugh because otherwise I'd probably drive myself mad, like I'm doing with this tablet here. Well, let me see any. All messages are visible, but they're not. What if I did this? Oh, it doesn't even show my chat. Well, that's kind of dumb. What is going on here? Is this on? It's live. Playing. Department of Corrections is hiring. That might be, I don't know. That might not be a good job for me. I have patience, but I would probably lose it if somebody were to spit on me or throw feces at me. And I don't know if I have a bad understanding of it, just because I had guys that worked at Gitmo come back and tell me some pretty bad stories. So Yep, I lost my job. They had a bunch of cuts, so unfortunately, since I was kind of the new guy in the role that I was in, one of the managers, they didn't have anybody in that position for about a year before they finally hired me, and so I was like pretty easy cut bait since I'd only been there since September, October timeframe. So yeah, so they let me go. About 40 other people got let go that had been there. Some have been there, obviously a lot longer than I have. So it wasn't me. It wasn't my any issues with me. It was just that I just happened to be the new guy and in the wrong position, unfortunately, and so and under not the greatest leadership. So there wasn't a lot of room to kind of show that you are capable of doing more than what was there, which is kind of a pain. But all right, I guess there's no sense in using the tablet then. I gotta figure that out someday. Open panel, yeah. Join conversation to interact with the creator and others watching this live stream. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, it's not even available. Dumb. Oh, that takes a special breed, I'm sure. Oh yeah. Thanks, Aaron. Yeah, hit that like button. Let's get this out there. How many people we got watching so far? My phone says 6. So looks like there's more people out there. They're just hanging in the background while I'm fumbling with my freaking tablet. I don't understand. If I go onto this, you would think I'd be able to see it, but let's refresh it one more time here. Hit the play. Let's see here. Let me move a car in front. See how long that takes. No, I don't want to watch the Super Bowl on Netflix. That'd be kind of dumb. Alright, well, it's on the PC screen. It is not on. Well, my thing's loading now, so it doesn't know what it's doing. I thought I was good when I was able to get to it, but it's trying to make it so I didn't have to turn around and look at all the comments on my PC. Aaron, what do you do that you work 80 hours a week? My brother works for AT&T. He's stationed. He's down in Texas. He lives in kind of the Dallas area now, and he's part of the group that went over with AT&T to help establish the communications in California after the wildfires. So he's got some pretty good overtime. Dang, this thing is just not working today. That's what I get for not using my tablet for like a year. Alright, maybe now. So, top chat, all messages. They won't even let me send this. I wonder if it's because I'm logged in. Yeah, I'm a manager. Test. Try it again. Won't even let me click on some of this stuff here. So, alright, well, maybe we'll get rid of it. Industrial cleaning, emergency spill response. So there must have been some type of emergency spill for you to respond to it for 80 hours. Liquid vac trucks. Dang, 10 to 20K PSI. What if I go? Oh, I am on there, huh? What if I just go to the regular thing here? What if I just go to YouTube by itself? We're gonna make it work, ain't it? Sure. Open in Safari. Now let's see. Hot Wheels set them free. Now, how do I get the comments? Settings. We're gonna have fun, I promise. Let me get past this. I think I'm almost there. Videos, likes, viewers, description. Dang it. now I feel like we're closer. Why does the video on this thing suck? What if I turn it sideways? Nope. No, chat. I want to see the chat. Dang it. I don't know. Alright. Maybe we'll say F it. Oh yeah, I appreciate watching the casting. I've been trying to get, as I do particular casting. When I put it on the website, I try to do a video for each one of those to kind of show and go over some of the detail or add more information a little bit easier than I can probably on the website. So I appreciate it, and I understand on the Leos, man, that is a long, dark rabbit hole to go down. I don't even have one of every casting yet, so that was kind of my first goal, but some other stuff comes up before those other ones do, and so I try to get some different variations or different, the tempo variations as well, but it is certainly a long and long, deep rabbit hole to go down for the Leos. If you really want one that's not, I won't say as tough, the French way is probably the better way or faster way to go. I feel like the French cars are a little bit cheaper and easier to acquire, the different ones. There's some tough ones obviously out there, but there's less of them than there are Leos, and they're usually just a little bit cheaper. Now there's some, like I said, there is some pretty rare or expensive French cars, but when you get to like the Mexico stuff, that could get extremely expensive. And that's before you even get back into the old Mexico stuff, what they call CIPSA, C-I-P-S-A. And there's still more information about those cars coming out. But that's like the red line era, right at the end of it, 75, 76, 77, 78 time frame that I think they were making cars. And that factory, from what I understand, burnt down. And so that's why they stopped making those cars until later on, and then the Aramat stuff started coming out in 83. But 83 was kind of that joint year where they reached out to Italy and France factories and started creating the cars there. And then I think around that time frame, or maybe just a little after, is when they struck a deal with India at the Leo factory and started making cars. So that, like, I know by 85, 86, there's definitely Leo cars that come out. But I can't remember if they started in 83 like the France, Mexico, and Italy stuff kind of did, and the Speed Machines. Because if you notice, like, that Speed Machine base is kind of the one they floated around. Those moldings floated around to these other countries that were making the cars and using those bases. So that's why you'll kind of see the non-Hot Wheels on some of those cars if it was a Speed Machine. Yeah, France has their own cars, whereas Mexico, I think all the castings that Mexico had was available in the U.S. But definitely France has just France-specific cars that they made. Not too many of them, but a handful of them for sure. Like the cargo hauler, like that's one of them that was specific there. And trying to think of something that was only there. There's also cars that wasn't made in the U.S. but was made in France and Mexico, also, that wasn't, like I said, wasn't available in the U.S. So, but yeah, if you were going to go down a route, the France way would definitely be the first way to go. Start at $13 an hour as a technician. Then you got your CDL. There you go. Bam. That's not bad in 8 years. I mean, probably 3 years, really, right? So that's good money. I submitted for a job here. Oh, I didn't tell my story about that day that I got let go. So I think I told you guys. I don't know if I told you guys before in another video, but my red and white, my 1997 F350, we went to go get the horse and the shackles on the rear springs came apart, and one side went through the bed, and the other side just put a dent in the bed. So both of them broke. So not a huge deal, other than obviously going through the bed. So we'll find another bed, but all those parts are pretty regular, easy to find. Plus, I can get new springs and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, so that had happened. And then a couple days later on Thursday, that was Saturday. So on Thursday, I'm going to work and I'm driving the other truck, my 2004 F350, and I get about a mile from work and it dies. It just shuts off kind of slowly, and I was like, man, first thing I thought was it was kind of low on oil. I know it eats a little bit of oil, being 20 some years old, and so I was like, well, maybe there's just not enough oil for the H pop, and then the high pressure oil is what fires the injectors, or what is used in fire the injectors. So I was thinking that it was low, right? And I called a buddy at work, since I was only a mile from there. He has an F350 or F250 and has worked on 6 liters and stuff too. I said, hey, do you have any 15W40 you can bring over? I think I'm just a little bit low, and then I'll limp it to the shop or to work, and then I can get a ride from somebody at work at lunchtime, go get some oil and come back, and be able to have enough to get home and whatnot. Well, while I was waiting, I'm on the side of Route 1, which is a 4-lane at this spot there in Doswell, and it was able to fire back up. And I had high pressure oil pressure, or high pressure oil flow? I don't know, that doesn't sound right. HPOP, but I had high pressure oil, and I was like, man, that's kind of weird. And I was able to limp it off of Highway 1 onto this side street called Shortcut. So a little bit closer to work. Now I'm about a half a mile from work. I'm in a church parking lot, and it dies. I almost ran into the bushes right there because the power steering completely went away. But it died. Took a little bit to get started back up. It's like on this like limp mode almost. Like it's not getting enough fuel. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, it might be a fuel issue. But I back it into the parking lot. He comes. We put some oil in it. It doesn't really change. And then it sounds like it gets a little bit better for a second. So I'm not sure what was going on. And then, so I'm like, well, let's see if I can get it to work. Like I said, it was only a half mile from work. I go down the road about halfway. Hey, Ricky Bobby's in too. And it dies again. So now I'm thinking, okay, maybe there's a little bit of water in the fuel and that's affecting it. It's, hasn't been drained, over the summertime. So go underneath the truck, and I open up the valve. There's some water coming out. It turns into diesel, so I close that valve. I get back in. It does fire back up, and it sounds pretty good actually. And so I'm like, all right, let's go. Well, I get to the stop sign, and it dies. And then I look underneath, and it looks like there's a pile of fuel coming from the engine area. I'm like, oh my gosh, now I got a fuel leak, and maybe that's why it won't start. And that's what the issue is. So I'm looking all over. I can't find it. Engine's hot, so I can't really feel around. And now my friend is, I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to call the tow truck and get it taken to the shop. So, they could look at it. It's only like a half mile the other direction. I could have probably pulled into there and saved myself the fee for the tow. So then I'm waiting basically an hour and a half to do that. Get it to the shop, and I get a ride into work. Somebody else comes over, picks me up, takes me into work, and I have immediate meeting with the VP of my department. And he only just tells me that we have a meeting at HR, and basically at that point I'm like, oh, I think I understand what's happening, because they had let 40 or so people go the day before. And so I was like, dang, this sucks, because truck just broke down. And and I don't know what's wrong with it yet. And so when I was in there, they took me over to HR, and the park manager's there, and the HR director's there, and of course my top boss, the VP of maintenance, is there, and they're like, we had to make cuts and this and that and whatever. And I couldn't have understood it. I was the newest guy, been there for a short period of time, haven't really established anything. And I was sitting there thinking, I was, kind of, not in a good state, obviously mentally, because I was like, man, I didn't want to lose my job, but I was kind of wanting to like crack jokes at the same time to help me kind of get through it, because I was like, man, you're late one day, and I haven't been late before, like you're late one day, but I didn't say anything. I just kind of, listened to everything, and then, yeah, and then I went back to the office. I packed all my stuff up. They gave me a box. I packed all my stuff off, and then they dropped me off at the shop, and they're like, "All right, there you go." So I sat at the shop all day. My truck wasn't going to be worked on that day, and so I put my box in my truck and kind of hung out in the little waiting area until my wife had some time to come get me that afternoon. So that was my whole day. It was kind of crazy. So I get to sit in the quiet because nobody else was there, and I couldn't use my phone too much because I have a older phone now, so it dies pretty quickly. And yeah, had a lot to kind of reflect on and think about, and that's when I was like, man, I need to get this website going. If I could get it moving and I could do this full time, I would definitely be happier and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I've been pouring tons of time into getting these 1998 first editions and some of these outliers into the system and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, double whammy for sure. Let's see. I think somebody asked me what my favorite car was when I was a kid. I had two of them, the Vector and the Limousine. When I was a kid, we moved around a whole bunch, right? So I lived in a bunch of different places, Kansas, all around the Midwest, Iowa, a bunch of places in Kansas, and anyway, and then moved down to Florida, and we bounced around a bunch of different places in around the Orlando area, and there was a time where a lot of my cars were not unpacked and available to me, and I had two cars. I had the blue with the gold flake Limousine, and I had the Vector. And so those two cars were like the two cars I have for probably a month. That was it. Didn't have any other cars. And I drove them on all the furniture all the time. I don't know. It was kind of crazy. Let's see here. You're in Kansas now? Yeah, I'm from Kansas, born in Kansas. Graduated high school from Kansas. We had moved to Florida and then back. And so my last 3 years I spent in Baldwin, Kansas, which is near Lawrence, Kansas, and graduated. And then I joined the Navy and spent my next 21 years all around the country. But yeah, most of my time was spent in Kansas. I got a lot of family still there. My brother and sister have migrated south to Texas, but I still have some other family there. Let's see. Yeah, I'm hoping to pick up another job. I applied for one pretty close. That one was my last one was 45 minutes away. And this one other's right in the next town in Louisa. So that will be a pretty good one if I can pick that up. A little bit less pay, probably overqualified just a little bit for the position, but sometimes you just can't be too picky, too choosy, right? Yeah, go in there and use it. Use the website. We're trying to make the phone view better. We've already made some changes on that for the subscription part. That was kind of all janky, and so that should be fixed. But if there's anything that you feel like is an issue, just let me know. Either put in the comments here, hit me up on Facebook, send me an email. They're responding pretty good right now. The developers are, so I kind of have their ear and their attention for my account that they have, and we're going to try to get a bunch of things going. If I'm able to get an interview, and I think from there I probably will get the job if they understand that I understand that could be in a higher position than what I'm applying for, and I'm okay with that. Then I don't think there'll be any issues getting hired. But if this works out and I get the interview, I think it'll be good. I'm going to go ahead and tell them start doing the auction house and start building out the guide system so that you can print out a usable guide as well. Yeah, appreciate it. I wonder how long it's taken for you. You ask the question and like 15 seconds later, I'm like answering it. But that's kind of weird. It's probably odd. Although maybe you're used to it from other live videos on again on like Facebook Live auctions. That's probably how it kind of goes. You get about 10 to I don't know. Some people had like 30 seconds of lag. Which makes it very hard to bid on cars if you have 30 seconds of lag. So hopefully you don't have that bad of lag. Do I have an extensive early Scorchers set? Scorchers. Those are like those came out in the late 70s, right? And no, I don't have an extensive one. I have a handful of cars, but nothing crazy. I am going to put those in. That's where you get the, I think 78's, the 78, 79's the year that those came out. And it does, that's where you get the 1978 base on some of the cars. So like the 55 Chevy, the Alive 50, not Alive 55, the 55 Chevy, you'll see that it bounces around from like 1982 and then comes out with a 1978 base. It's because they made I'm pretty sure it's the Scorcher series. And then, what's another one? Porsche 928 had that same kind of situation where they have different years on it. So it's, but interesting. But I only have a couple of them, and I need to get those on, and those will probably be number one MVP number-wise in the beginning. And then there'll probably be that, there's usually that couple-year gap before they started using that casting. And they made them for, I think most of those were kind of, may have been some plastic bodies on some of those, and so then they made them in metal for the mainline series and stuff. So yeah, I definitely want to eventually get those to show that transition and do a video on that kind of stuff. I got a couple of them, but just not, I think it's 3 maybe. It's 3 or 4, and then maybe a duplicate of one because it was super cheap and it's probably not minty. So I've got 5 or more PCs. Oh, okay. Does the lag for safety reasons? What would be the I have to think about why they would do it for safety reasons. But yeah, maybe, I guess. No, I haven't got my box from Jeff yet. You'll know, because I will be posting that video. I got some big boxes coming. I have a 550 car box coming. They're all loose. None of them are duplicates. That's going to be a live video, and that is going to be extremely fun. I'm probably need a whole afternoon to unbox that on the live video and show everything. I won't know what everything is exactly from. They're from the late 90s, which I'll probably have a good idea of, to the early 2000s. And so when we get into that stuff, I probably won't have too many. I got a Swing Fire mini truck on long card coming. Oh dang! I only thought they were on the short card. That'd be cool. Oh, I gotcha. So someone can't get your location. I got it. Gotcha. All right, well, let's open up. I know Kearney's been asking about it, and I have it on the website. Is that all on the video? Let's see here. Let's open up this one. There's one in particular that I'm looking for. The others should be extras. But this is the Clear Window custom Corvette with Ultra Aughts. Kearney was able to find, and we did a trade. And look at that thing. Clear window. Most of them are tinted windows, and it's a pain to see that in these 5-pack boxes when they're pictures up on eBay or something like that, because it's usually, shadowed out a little bit. So, but boom, and that's going to go in the case. So there it is. Like I said, I just need to get the that on there. And if you go to this particular 5-pack, the cars that's listed, the 5 cars, I've created links so you can go right to the loose car in it also. So there's the first one. We can show the other ones. Here's, actually, let's go through it. the whole thing here. Got the Malaysia base with the black plastic. Obviously the Ultra Hots, gray interior, and that clear window. And then you got the red Hot Wheels logo in the windshield there. Corvette Stingray 5 spokes, a couple different wheel variations for this, and the blue tinted windows interior are all kind of, I think, one piece, so that's why you kind of get that kind of look for it. Blue Hot Wheels logo, metal base. Look at all these bars on this base. This thing's been through a lot. Let's see if I can get a good angle of it here. So obviously Hot Wheels, Corvette Stingray, I believe used to be there. Down here, I think it had some of the information for the patent stuff, and so that is gone because they no longer require that. And you can see this one, dang, if I can get the light in here just right, is on a 1975, is on a bar because they accidentally put 1980 on one of the newer re-releases of this casting. So pretty crazy on the base of that one. 57 Chevy. I asked somebody for about a question of one of these that's on eBay to see if it is a China base. All these will be Malaysia base in these 5-packs. But this one, obviously, but there is another one in a package, which I have for a cargo plane, that could be a China base. And with other cars, other 57 Chevys having a China base, I'm just curious if there's a black one out there that exists that has it also. This one is another one where the window and the interior are made from the same plastic, so you kind of get that yellow tinted window and yellow tinted interior. Got the Hot Wheels logo on the back. Sometimes you could have it on the side here in white. So far I have 66 different packaging variations of the Mini Truck Sonic Special. Dang, that's going to be fun to put all that info on the website when I start getting into the package specific variations. Dang. Oh, in a list. Gotcha. So anyways, there's that one. Camaro Z28 with the basic wheels. Another one with that. This one doesn't have an interior for this one. So blue tinted windows, and you can kind of see in there there's no interior. There's a little peg in there from the casting being made. Red or orange, yeah, orange Hot Wheels logo in the back, and the orange Camaro on the front windshield. Black painted base with the Hot Wheels logo, and again, these are all made in Malaysia. And then you have your Chevy Stalker. This one with black walls. You can get this one with 7 spokes. This one comes in a couple different wheel variations. The tough one is the Ultra Hots. But there's also, I think, a 5-spoke, 3-spoke, and 7-spoke. I don't remember. Could be all those. Could be a crazy. Had to go back and look at my website, right? Basic wheels, like I said, you can get this in 7-spoke. No other really known variations. You got your racing decals, number 1. So you got 1/3. I got you. So you got plenty to look for, and build that collection up then. So another cool piece. Like I said, these are all gonna be extras, so I'm figure out what I'm gonna do with a bunch of those. Maybe they'll be test subjects on the Hot Wheels auction. Let's go ahead and put this up. Let's see if I could do this there somehow. So we'll come around the light. Probably just blinded everybody. So here is its hole. Let's see if I can do this without creating a mess. Holding the whole stand for the phone. There we go. And it's home. Although I gotta pull it back out and take a picture of it and add it to the website. That's alright. It's in its home now. So that was the first one. Got some other stuff to open. I don't know if you saw the 5-packs. Got a bunch of 5-packs to kind of go through and add onto the website. And I got, these are all the newsletters I've gotten so far. These are all different and in order right now, so I'm missing a few of the earlier ones, but trying to go back and get those because there's cool information in those newsletters. Let's see, this is the first one on top here. So everything you always want to know about 1968, but we're afraid to ask. Got custom Corvette on here. So obviously a red line. And then in here, there's just going to be a ton of information about cars. They go through, they got the vet van, they talk about it and tell you some of the different variations of them. So some of this is what I use to get the information. I don't think this has a back page. Might be missing one, but so yeah, I haven't had time to go through all of those. But that's another little thing I want to go through, and then maybe in the future I'll pull the staples out and scan them in and make them available on the website if that's something that's allowable. I don't know if that's copywriting issues or whatever to make them available that way, but you can't go back and, I mean, I guess they could reprint them. If I tried to reprint them and sell them, maybe that would be an issue. So I don't know. I'll have to look at that kind of stuff, but that way, if you wanted to look at it and couldn't find the issue, at least you could see the information available in them. Trying to think of a website that has that function on it, that feature. LMC Truck has it, I think, where it looks like a page and you can turn the page. So we'll see if we can do it. Like I said, I just got to ask some questions about it and then verify that that's going to be all right, but that's something I'd like to do. Same thing with all of the instructions that come with the play sets and whatnot. So I've kept all of that information. I got it in a binder, all the pages for that, and we can scan those in if somebody wanted to look at the instructions for any particular play set. So trying to get that information on there as well. Pretty much anything Hot Wheels related, I'll try to get on there. What's next? Let's open up a Maruti. So I got this green with white, and got some pretty cool cars in the back. Got the Maruti, of course, the single decker bus, the Rescue Ranger, the Demon car. So there weren't too many Rescue Rangers. I don't think that were Leos, but obviously the other ones, they made plenty of them. So, and some of these will have the date. So like this one you can't really tell, but you can kind of see that says 10, I think, of 95. So it gives you an idea when it was made. So what's that, October of 1995? So dang, 95 or 85? I think that's say 95. I figure it was a little earlier than that, but there you go. There's a time frame for it. Let's see another one. I got another one right here. What does that one say? That one's kind of hard to tell. I think it says 1991 on it. Let's see if it focus. October of maybe 1991 on the Ritmo. So, or the Fiat. But got pictures of this on the website. I was trying to get all of these, but dang, I started doing more research and more kept popping up, and then a couple of extremely tough variations came through, and yeah, couldn't afford to keep up and get all the different ones. I have all the ones from the France side. There's supposedly one from the Mexico side, but when I was talking to one of my French connections, he said that the no tampo red one was available in France as well. So it's really tough to tell if I have the France one or the Mexico one. So I haven't really knocked usually you could tell by the paint, right? The paint's a little bit different, but this one I don't have an example, or the one example that I do have is very similar because it has a the Banga sticker on it. It's on the website as well, and the paint looks like the same. So is it the France variation? But when I look at books or other information, the Mexico one has these, like, the wheels are kind of grayed out a little bit, and mine are grayed out just like that. So either I have the picture in the book or I have the car in the picture of the book, or that is a normal thing for the Mexico, or it is a or it's the France one. So it's kind of hard to tell. But Maruti in black with the white stripes. This one has a different tampo on each side. So it's kind of a pain. I've never seen them have the same tampo on both sides, so that's kind of good. But you can have this tampo on this side, I believe, as well. I think it's interchangeable, but so you could have some of the same colors with reverse tampos and stuff. I haven't seen that on a particular car. It seems like when they do one color, it gets on one side or the other, but you never know. There's always potential for variations. This does have kind of a, you know, almost a yellow, but it's kind of a tan interior. Clear window. You can see here this has Hot Wheels. Name is barred over. The country of origin is barred over. So they've removed all that information to create it. And goodness, in India, man, I almost lost my train of thought. What are we laughing at? See, I can't see the things. I'm trying to get my stuff set up. Cereal boxes. I have cereal boxes. I have Happy Meal boxes. I don't have anything really cut out from magazines. Trying to think. Where are my cereal stuff or other non newsletter stuff? I can show those pretty quick. Trying to make sure this doesn't fall. It doesn't want to stay at all. There we go. Here's some other, not really, some of it's literature, I guess. Check this out. We've got the Rev Up Profits with a Hot Wheels license. So back when I guess you could get a Hot Wheels licensing, I've got activity books. So there's Power Pistons, Richard Petty activity book, T-Bucket, another Richard Petty in a different color, an older coloring book, XT3, and what's the other one called? I can't remember. Check that one out. Another coloring book, Flat Out 442, Turbo Mustang. You got Thunderbird Stalker 200SX. You got that one there with the Predator, and then a sticker fun book from the Ultra Hots time frame. So got some stuff like that. I've got the Arco kind of catalog. So Arco is a company that helped make different, where's that go? Right here. Different play sets. So here's Arco 1995. And here you can see different play sets in here. And cars. Although most of the cars in here are not prototypes, so it's kind of cool. You got the action cycles and the action racers, a whole bunch of those. Some of the bigger truck stuff. Hauler. That stow and go engine. Got, let's see if I can get it in the view here. It's kind of hard. There we go. You can kind of see the top right has a, you put cars in that. Then you get the rally case, which I think I have that rally case sitting in the deal here. Cargo plane. And what we got here, RC kind of vehicles, so pretty cool stuff. I like getting all that kind of catalogs and stuff just to look through them, looking for prototypes or time frames of information that came out. So, but yeah, I try to get. Like I said, I want the information and I want to share it. So maybe those would be other things to add to the website as well. Maybe I'll do like a newsletter catalog or magazine section. So, and then that way they'll all be on. They're all numbered in a way, right? So you got volume 5, issue 3. That's my first one. So obviously I'm missing the first 4 volumes and the first 2 issues of volume 5, and I got some other gaps all the way up until the last time I was on there, which was last year. So I think 2023 or something like that. I had a subscription for it. So let's see, what else can we open? We'll go ahead and open the Walt Disney World Fiat Ritmo. You got the Fun City on the back. what, 25 ruples is what that costs. You can see the name, 3287, kind of the toy number. In October, I'm pretty sure that says 1991, so a little bit earlier than that last one. And she's ready to be opened. Look at that. Boom. Breathing some 1991 air there. So most of these, a lot of these will have the Walt Disney kind of tampo. It's on both sides for this one. You got this arrow design on the roof and hood. It only has Fiat for the name, no country of origin for this one. So once they're open, this will kind of be the indicator of that it's a Leo. But again, this is on the website, so you could just research it on there and find out that it's made in India. So the whole reason for the website, I feel like I'm overdoing the website now. What else? I got a couple of cool things coming in that I had bought just before I was let go. So I got some other, like I said, decent stuff. I bought a couple of smaller things when I went through and adding, what we do, 32 Ford. I think I got one of the Baja Bugs coming. And I'm trying to think, did I get anything with Hummers? I don't think so. And so I took the words out of my fingers. So, what else is going on? I'm just trying to get information in there. I'm trying to get people kind of subscribing. I'm ready to do the giveaways. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So if we can get 50 subscribers on the website. I did a video today just kind of going through the subscription process. It is a two-step process. So you got to create the free account and then subscribe. So when we get 50 subscribers, I have the first giveaway item, probably worth more than a little bit more than $50, but I think it would be a good starter. And then I'll let the amount of subscribers dictate the value of each month's giveaway, or the month after, right? Giveaway. So because I can't predetermine how many are going to subscribe during the months, but yeah, we're gonna have we'll have fun with that. It'll be something that we do with a number generator until I have something created on the website, and then that'll be pretty cool. Maybe we'll find a way to get different cars to kind of race across the screen, and every racer will have their own number. And so if there's 50 racers, right, there'll be 50 cars. And maybe we'll find a way that if you subscribe, you get to choose from a list of cars on there that are caricature cars or whatever, and then they race, and if your car wins, then you get the prize. I think that'd be cool. Obviously you gotta create all that, so that'll take a little bit of time, but I think that's where I kind of want to go with it, to determine who the winner of the monthly giveaway is. Burgundy parking plates 40 Woody. Oh dang, yeah, that was tough there for a while. That was extremely tough. It's gotten a little easier. A bunch of them popped up a couple years ago, and so it kind of drove down the price. But yeah, I haven't seen those come up in probably the last 4 or 5 months. So definitely a tough one. That was international only parking plate. I need to get that information on there as well. I need to determine which cars were only available internationally. There's like 11 of them that you could get, plus some variations with those. So but 11 different castings. I think the U.S. castings were 12 and the international were 11. I have to go verify that, but yeah, that one's a tough one. There's still some U.S. variations and international variations. A couple that are still eluding me. They're just super tough. Like the Ferrari Testarossa has an interior variation that's extremely tough. Don't have that, but I've got all of the castings at least. So it took me, I think, the longest to get the Volkswagen Beetle or Volkswagen Bug. That one probably was one of my later ones as far as the casting, and then it took a while to get the different by Waymans that are international, all 3 of the variations for that. Those last two. The one with white hubs is ridiculous. So not a whole lot out there for those. So I'm glad to have finally got one after, I don't know, I was probably searching for that for 10 years before I got the chance to be able to get it. And those kind of sell like back channels, it seems like. somebody already knows who has one, and as soon as they, have already let them know that they're going to want it if they sell it. So, yeah. Yeah, the Volkswagen Beetle, Volkswagen Bug car. I've seen it go in the 300 range, but loose could be 175 to 200. And it's hard to say. I haven't really looked at those too much. I haven't seen a lot come up on the live auctions that I've been on. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to tell, but it's probably in that range, if not more. Especially on the package. So, all right, let's open another cool one. Let's start doing the vintage cars. So I got this pink 55 Nomad or Alive, 55 Alive 55. Goodness, what does it say? Classic Nomad on the base. These come with their own little buttons like the old Redlines did. So pretty cool series. I'm glad they weren't exactly trying to replicate the series, so that was pretty cool. So there's some difference between these and the Redline ones that are easily discernible, other than the vintage base that came on them. So got pink here and nice little button. So here's the button. Classic Nomad. Little sticker. Man, a sticker looks like it's from 1968. Goodness. Looks a little old. And then there's that pink. You got the Hot Wheels logo, which will tell you that it's not a enamel car from the 70s. Remade basic wheels with the red line. And that's one thing I do on the website. If it says red lines, that means it's an original red lines. If it's a basic wheel with a red stripe or red line identifier, that tells you that it's not an original red line. That way it's kind of easy to tell. But yep, this is from the vintage series, and the indicator here obviously with the new retooled base. So you got the J-hook base with the vintage on there, and made in China. No cars from the Redline era were made in China. Just Hong Kong and USA. So yep, 30th anniversary, and this one's pretty. This one's got painted grille, painted tail lights, so pretty decent car. And then clear window with kind of a tan interior. So I got another one from the second series of this. So here, we'll put that with it. Here's exclusive, says, or so said, Series 2 here with the Diora. Yeah, I think I got one or two of the Toys R Us 8-packs as well. I need to get that information on there. Let's see if this sticker looks any better than the classic Nomad one. A little bit. I guess they tried to make it more of a vintage look on there, so that one kind of has an older look on it. And then we got the car. The package was kind of yellowing, and I put this in as red, but this thing is definitely orange. So the yellow tinted part of the window back here, that was kind of messing me up. So I was thinking it was red, but that looks orange to me. So I gotta go change the color of that particular one, and then we'll add these with the loose pictures. Surf Burwards, I think these come out. Kind of a pain to get them out. Oh, there, that one came out pretty easy. So, but yeah, that is orange. Let's see if we can move the light around. Oh yeah. Again, you got the Diora base. See if we can come into view here. Oh, it's upside down. So, there, goodness. So Diora, and then made in China. There's your vintage logo and your logo on the side here. Bunch of those cars, ton. We got a lot of variations of those to get from the 30th anniversary and the vintage stuff. So that's going to be a fun one to chase. I got a bunch of them already, but not nearly. I probably have less than half, and that's gonna be a fun one to chase down. Just because you're gonna have to pay the shipping fees for all of these if you can't get them in a group. All right. Here is a spoiler sport on a unpunched card. Pretty decent card, pretty nice bubble. It is cracked. Unfortunately, it's all cracked open. But this is an upgrade to the one that I currently have on the website, so we'll get some better pictures of a minty one. And it's kind of coming apart from the package anyway. A couple different variations on this. Obviously, the first one came out in with red lines, and then they switched it over to these black wall. The earlier ones had the double window, but I imagine that posed an issue with the casting, so they went to this bigger issue, and you can get it with and without the parachute on the back. So window and parachute variations on these beyond the red line wheel. This is the Hong Kong version. There's also, I believe, a Malaysia version on some of these, or maybe that came of later on. Trying to think, maybe around the Ultra Hot time frame. But and then of course there's the famous pink one that you could get from the Mexico only stuff. So pretty crazy pricing on that one. You just have to watch out because they like to crumble, as some of the Mexico bases or Mexico bodies do. And I missed it. What does that say? Yeah, I'm sure they were, because there were just so many of them. And it wasn't something I was really getting in. I didn't really start pulling stuff until, you know, those weren't the cars that I was kind of looking for. Plus, they were a couple of dollars more. So as, you know, in my teenage years, spending extra money on cars was kind of not the money that I didn't have the money for that. So I would only usually get the mainline cars because they were 92 cents. So, but I'm sure they were, because probably a lot of people kind of felt that way, like, I'm going to pay extra for this, you know, same car. So, let's see, what do we got here? Check this out. I think I overpaid on this just a little bit, because I went online when I was doing some research, and it was a little bit cheaper than what this one was, but that's all right. Classics Series 5, probably one of the newer cars, or probably the only Classic Series 5 car I have on there. Number 8 of 30. You do get kind of the upgraded Real Riders with the chase for it, or because it indicates that it's the chase for these. Otherwise, you get these with normal plastic wheels. So 70 Pontiac GTO, and that thing is ready to be opened. Boom. Look at that bad boy. Nice kind of deep dish 5-spoke Real Riders. Got the red line on there. Pretty cool metallic green paint job. Cool white interior, clear window. So pretty awesome car. So what else is going on? What do you guys think it's going to take to get people to get on there? Just more cars? That's what I've kind of been thinking my whole time. When I had like my first 1,000 cars, I was like, man, this is going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread, and it didn't go that well. I was kind of, you know, let down, and I won't say let down, but my momentum deteriorated just a little bit, I would say, like that, I guess, thinking that, you know, here this is a cool product, and you got this filter, and, you know, if you don't know the name, you could use the filtering system. That's why I know why, like, the filter was a big deal, because if you didn't have the name of the car, right, this one, right, you know it's a Mustang, but if you didn't know it was a turbo Mustang, you know, how would you find the car or whatever? So putting the filter on there was good. But what do y'all think it's going to take? What do y'all want from it? What are y'all looking for a website to provide? I know I was talking to Freddie, and he mentioned the app again. So I'm going to bring that back up with the developers about creating an app and trying to get that on there. And that way it makes it a little bit easier for the phone users. I think it'll make it a little bit faster and provide some features that you would have to normally develop that you can get in the app kind of side of it. Plus, it will provide a notification system for the auction house. So if we can get it created into an app, then once the cars that you've put in your upgraded and wanted list, the app will notify you if you have the notifications turned on for it that the car that you're looking for is on the auction house. And the intended idea is that the exact variation that you're looking for is on the auction house. But you get that kind of feature. So I think it was like 10 or 12 grand to convert it to the app. And then there's fees for obviously hosting it on the Android and iPhone or Apple platform. So I gotta figure out what that kind of stuff is. But definitely something on the list to do. I know it'll be beneficial. I think it'll be very useful. And we'll see if we can kind of go down that path as well. But yeah, keep going on it. Let me know if you feel like something's missing. I've had stuff, specifically for people who ask questions all the time, because I feel like I'm trying to address it. Yeah, the only thing with HobbyDB is they'll allow pretty much anybody to add cars on there. So there's some custom stuff that's on there. But what I don't like the most now, and wasn't this bad a couple of years ago, is the ads. Before your cars even pop up on HobbyDB, ads are like punching you in the face. I mean, you have the one across the bottom that's there. You have the one on the right side. You have one at the top. You have them in between the cars now. And they come up before the list of cars that you're looking for. And so that was one thing I addressed in that last video for the website stuff. All right, we're not going to have ads beyond the homepage, and the homepage will only have ads correlating or in reference to actual Hot Wheels stuff, right? That way, if there's something, say somebody, like I think the example I gave was, selling display cases or, something you could use, or maybe these plastic covers for the cars and stuff, Protectos or whatever. Yeah, they can have an ad up there. That makes sense. But it's only in one place on the landing page or the home page. And then once you go into the other stuff, no, tired of it. I can get rid of ads on my end because, did I miss it? You're working on that site? I'm bashing it and you're like working on it. I'm just trying to, that's, I guess, my opinion of, I don't like the ad part of it, so that's something I want to try to make better. And then make the user experience a little bit nicer. That HobbyDB isn't just for Hot Wheels, obviously. There's all kinds of different things on there, so this will be a more focused website for just Hot Wheels. If it ever went over into and I wanted to do Matchbox or Johnny Lightnings or M2 or whatever, you would see an MVP with different abbreviation besides HW. You'd see like MB for Matchbox, and then different colors, I think, with its own site, and then maybe have a major landing page that has all the different types if we were to go that route. But I am way far away from there. But yeah, I think it'll be good. M2 is junk. Yeah. I've been a Hot Wheels fan my whole life, and so I've never really ventured into anything else, and or collect anything else. I have a couple vehicles from Matchbox, but not too much. You're an IT pro? Are you a developer? Because if you're a developer, that might be... maybe we need to talk more. My developers are costly. And they're supposed to be a team, but I think I get dedicated, one or two people, because they have big accounts with like Coke and who else do they do? They did some other bigger accounts. I can't remember now. But yeah, I do it all, but time is money. Hey, I'm paying these guys. If you want me to pay you and we make an awesome website, maybe we could work something out. we'll have to talk offline somewhere about it, about how the back end is done and all that kind of stuff. But they quoted me 10 to 11 grand or 10 to 12 grand for the auction house. I don't think that's going to be correct. I think it's going to cost like 15 to 20 grand. And I don't know if they're just doing it nice to be nice and give me like, there's kind of the basic setup on it already. But I think the way that I need it set up to be able to correlate with the locator side so that we have the data off of it provided to the locator to show the value and rarity and popularity stuff, like it's going to be more than that. I work on hospital and medical networks now. Oh, those aren't important. I mean, Hot Wheels is way more important. Just messing. And then I don't have a quote for the guide stuff, but I would imagine they're going to be around 5,000 to 8,000 for that. And then the app, like I said, I think they quoted me like 10 grand to convert it over to an app. So right there, you're looking at 25 grand on top of 15 plus $1,000 I've invested in it so far. And I think it's even more than that. So if said we're gonna do something, and man, if I had somebody I could talk to that understood Hot Wheels, then it might make it easier. Because unfortunately, Don, my lead developer, is not a Hot Wheels collector, and so it makes it kind of difficult to talk here. I gotta plug my phone in though. Let's see here. Where's my connection? This might make the lights go dark for a second. Bear with me. I'm gonna change them over to another plug-in. Having technical difficulties. There we go. And let there be light. Maybe. There we go. Now I can plug my phone in. Goodness. Uh-oh. Been out of the website. Web development. But I need all the newest technology. We want this to be the most updated, cool site to go to. But I mean, there's I got some pretty cool ideas I think for it. I'd love to start getting the 3D printing done or pictures done for all the cars so that you can spin the car around and look at anything or zoom in on a car. That would be really awesome. I think the technology is coming down in price, and then so that could be something to be, you know, obviously doable, but then it takes up a lot of space on the servers and whatnot. And I'm not opposed to buying a server rack and installing it and having somebody, you know, protect it and stuff if the site goes up and can afford to, you know, have the salary for that as well. So, but yeah, any ideas, any things that you guys want? So I'm waiting to see who's gonna top out and have the most cars collected on there. I think I got one guy that just started last week. He has 175 documented so far. So some of you got a little room to a gap to make up. Let's see. Provide a casting showcase on the Corvette Stingray. Oh my goodness. I could do that. I think I got a couple more coming too. There's a lot of those. And but Corvette Stingray is, I got most of those from the late 70s and 80s. We could do a video with that. Once you get past 2000, oh my goodness, I don't have a lot of those. they made a lot of them. Let's see. But yeah, I put that on the list and go through and make sure that I have. I got to put some series Corvette Stingrays stuff up on the website. So when I do that, I'll make a video of stuff from when they come out, like 75-ish, 76. So the first one was a red line and then carried over. So I could do that. When I'll splash it in between one of the 98 first editions or something. What else is going on? Not a whole lot. But just trying to put all the information in. Gotta learn more. Yeah, if I could learn some stuff to help them, I would definitely do it. I guess I could ask them too, just be like, hey, I'd like to do more of it. If you guys don't have the time, or I can't, afford to pay you, at least I could learn how to do some of it. I've made several Access database kind of work the way my website was kind of working. In fact, I have guides on them. Yeah, that was fun to learn. Obviously, Excel, I got, I think, all the Blue Card series on an Excel spreadsheet with collapsible and all that kind of stuff. I was putting those into the database, and then I invented, went the route of the website because I wanted to publish it and have the information available for everybody to find in one place. So I kind of went that route. But yeah, I learned a lot to do the things I needed it to do in Access to program it to have the views that I want in reports and all that kind of stuff. So I was getting ready to make a car entry form, and that was kind of cool, not just the basic one and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I enjoy learning too. It's hard because there's different aspects, and I don't want to mess up my website. So I don't want to go digging too much and screw something up completely. But there is a I think it's SQL database on the back end that's holding all their information. And I tried looking up, and I did some videos on it, but I could create it myself, but I haven't gotten into like how to access it very easily on the backside, and see the information from that standpoint without messing it up. So, but either I'm learning or I'm putting stuff in, so it's kind of, which route are we going to go? So, but yeah, if you've got a experience and I don't mind paying for the work, or we can work out something, then maybe that could help the website out. Well, I just missed that. Can you see the most commonly viewed castings on your website? I don't think it's set up for that, or at least I don't know that it is. I haven't gotten into a whole lot of the website, what do you want to call it, data, as far as what pages are being hit the most and all that kind of stuff yet. I've asked them to start setting it up a little bit, and I've got some information on the front page, but it's not detailed, or it's not in a form that I can be like, oh, the flat out 442 is the most commonly car page to have gone to. So, but that'd be something I could ask for, to see if we can get which cars are the most popular ones being looked at and gone to, or even maybe having a which filters are being used, or which car names are being selected, or all that kind of stuff would be cool data. I like looking at data, so if there's a way for it to spit out information and I could put it in Excel and do pivot tables and all that kind of stuff, and look at the information, or have it provided on the website, of course, would be even better. But I don't mind manipulating data to get the information that I'm looking for. But yeah, that'd be kind of cool. But no, I don't know of anything necessarily that's in place to show me which car is which cars are the most looked at yet. I mean, I've got a pretty good direction on which way to go. I'm going to finish up 98, 99 first editions, and then go back and fill all of the Blue Card collector number series cars. Make sure I fill all those gaps, so all the 95, 96, 97, 98, 99 series cars and mainline cars, and all their variations, and then I'll go back and make sure like all the 5-pack cars and playset and all that kind of stuff are entered. So I've got a pretty good direction to kind of close all that up. And then I will move on to 2000 while sprinkling in more, if I'm missing any Leos or France or Mexico that I can seem to come up during that time. Or, if somebody lets me know that I'm missing a particular variation from the Blackwall stuff or the 90s stuff, then I can, go back and make sure that we put it in there. But I get a pretty good direction. I know once I kind of get into the red line stuff, I don't have a lot of red line, especially the SpectraFlame stuff. I don't think any sites out there that really shows cars with all the different like actual variations. Like even the new book, right, tells you like it has various or multiple different colors of interior, but it didn't say which ones, and if all variations come with all variation of the interior, stuff like that. So I think that will be a big one to add, but I don't have any of it, so it's kind of hard to make all of the information on there without having the cars. Like all this stuff I'm putting on now, I can physically look at and put a description up and put that on accurately on the website. So that's why I'm kind of waiting until the end. I'm hoping that there'll become money from the website to get the red line stuff down the road and be able to start populating it that way, because it's obviously going to be expensive to get near mint versions of a lot of cars. Although I do have a very mint expensive car coming that I'm kind of looking back, maybe a little bit of regret now that from my Thursday experience, but that one it beats the Vega Bomb, and it's a red line, so that one's gonna be pretty cool to add on there. But yeah, I think the direction is good. I think I also want to, once I get past 99, also kind of bounce back and do like the newest stuff. So I want to kind of do the 99 or 2025 stuff and start trying to get those on there. So once I get picked up for a job, then I think I will go ahead and order the cases. I'll get all the cases, A and B and all that kind of stuff that are out now, or how far they go out now, who knows, and start putting those cars on there, because I know a lot of people would like to know what they can go to their local Walmart or Target or Kroger store or wherever they get their Hot Wheels from for new stuff, and have it know which ones they're looking for and be able to track that kind of stuff. So I know that is a definite way to grab different users or newer users and stuff. So let's see. Oh, I've had, like, just doing the Volkswagen or the Baja Bug. I had Daryl reach out. He's helping kind of give me information. So there's been different people. That helps out a lot because like he only collects Baja Bugs. So he knows like everything about Baja Bugs. So when I have questions about it, I have a resource to kind of go to. So those, types of collectors are really useful because their eyes are on one, whereas my eyes are on 25,000 different cars, unfortunately, which is kind of crazy. I was looking to add the long card. Shoot me a picture of it, and I'll put the information in it. And for the package stuff, I'm not as picky. I won't say as picky. I'm more apt to add the package stuff in because my personal collection is loose, so I'm not too worried about stuff in package. But I take my pictures in a 1:1 format. So I use an iPhone, but I use a 1:1 format, or making sure that it's square. So if you wanted to provide a picture of the front and back of it in a square format, I zoom 1.8, but that just helps with the tool that I use to remove the background. So if you want to do that, I'll open that up for package stuff. The loose stuff I'll wait until I get everything of mine in, and then I'll go back in and see especially the rare stuff that I can't afford. for people to submit pictures. But yeah, if you want to submit give me the picture, just shoot it in a square format in somewhat of a zoomed in form, and then that will work. Excuse me. But yeah, the package stuff, I'm not worried about that. Oh yeah, we talked about bringing people into a live. We'll have to test that out sometime. Do you have an extra Race Team 57 Chevy? Which you talking about with the razor wheels? Let's see if there's one in these 5-packs. I probably can't go too far here. I'll just tilt it down. Alright, here's what I got in 5-packs down here right now. Super Show cars, which is what we got one of the variations out of. There's a 57 T-Bird with the razor wheels in the package, 7-spoke stuff. And the Chevrolet, just a basic racing team. It's the Ultra Hot Solaire. This is pretty cool. Check what's in here. I don't even know if you can see me. Got the Race Truck Series 56 flashlighter there. We saw that earlier. It has a Zenderfact 4 in it. Which one is this? Is there anything special on this one? I think this is the red logo on the Camaro. Nothing crazy there, just extra basic wheel and the Camaro. Pink 65 Mustang convertible. Just basic on that one. Basic on that one, nothing crazy on either one of those. Oh yeah, check that base on theirs. I found out there's some new bases. 5-spoke on the 32 Ford Delivery. Pretty basic. The blue Corvette Stingray, a little uncommon, but not rare or nothing. Let's see. Police Chase, I think these are the Malaysia cars. You can get these in Thailand cars as well. Hot Wheels Crazy Classics. I know you're looking for Chevys. Obviously not in that one, no 57 Chevy. This one unfortunately didn't come with one, but there is a Razor Wheel Hot Wheels 500. Somebody was just selling this earlier for like $30. Dang. This is the painted base. There's 3 bases on that Camaro Wind. That's kind of crazy to see that. And this is the Malaysia version of those cars, and there's a Thailand as well. So not over here, unfortunately. I missed every comment that probably was put up. Oh yeah, the Toys R Us had a Street Roader. And a 5-pack. I'm trying to think what 5-pack would have. Oh, an early 5-pack has one of the first ones, the first Street Roaders. I think that's possible. I got a bunch more 5-packs downstairs. I can look through as well. I just had these in the office, and we're trying to use that space to kind of clear out our storage unit to save some money from that as well. So trying to get that stuff and then put these 5-packs in, and then either sell them if they're extra, or I don't know, we'll figure it out. Oh yeah, the green one is in a 5-pack. That's right, like an off-road 5-pack. I thought I had some more stuff to open, but I'm not seeing it up here. Somebody was asking about Mexico Mustangs. I think it was Scott. So I think I have an extra one, so I might send him a picture. But there's 2 different variations here, and let's see if they're the same. This one's the same. So you got the number 1 on the hood. That's the number 1, not really a 7. And then you got the number 12. And then this number 1 has the Hot Wheels Mattel wheels on the front of it, whereas that one does not. So I think one of those is extra, and I'll give that to Scott. But I need to get those on the website. Those are $19.99 cars. So, yep, number 12, number 1, and then that front Mattel wheels is a variation on one of them. Either one of them has it or doesn't has it, or has both variations of it. I think it was. So, but I'll try to get that to him. If it's extra, I'd like to get the cards on there. I think the first cards I'd put on here are the Hall of Fame cards. So, made my own little book here and have all the Hall of Fame cards in there. I'm missing, I think, 2 or 3 of them. But putting those on the website I think would be kind of cool in the other category. So maybe that'll be a project one day. Get pictures of all of those and add all that information on there. Let's see. Playsets are a big one. I was about ready to buy a playset, but I had to hold off. I might get it anyway and just say screw it and bet that I'm going to get a job. Because I think it has a variation in there that's exclusive to the playset. So we'll find out here if I pull the trigger on it. It's not super expensive, but I don't want to overextend myself, obviously, and then, not have the lights on. So that'd be kind of crazy. Whatnot is the devil. I haven't been on Whatnot. I keep hearing about it. I hear it's obviously growing in population or popularity. But no, I haven't done anything with Whatnot whatsoever. I don't have an Instagram. That would be like another thing if I were able to have a warehouse to obviously store all the stuff in and start having people come work for the company. Having a social, I guess, engineer or something like that come in and do all this kind of stuff. Whatnot is a great source. So, but I know Instagram is kind of a big thing to get pictures, I guess, and stuff out onto. But like I said, I never played with it, so I have no idea. I don't have a login or never once done anything on it. So, what else do I have up here that I haven't shown? I'll pull this off this here. Well, can't go too far because I'm plugged in. There's all the stack of cases of stuff that I've been working on. I got a box of the 100% cards and the variations. That's what that kind of is. Over there you can see some on the shelf. Let's see, my phone gonna die if I unplug for a minute? Probably. So here's the 100%ers. Here got a couple variations, and then this box is full of them. Trying to get those. What else? I hung some stuff on the wall because it was downstairs. So just random Forza and Looney Tunes truck, which this is the only variation. Only one of these they reproduce. The new one's kind of crazy. Let's see, over here you got the I don't know why I'm blinking. What are these called? Comic books, goodness. I pulled up one of my 100% selects. Road Runners, obviously the Corvettes, and the Japanese playset. So, that's pretty much all I got for tonight. Unless you guys got questions or things you want to talk about. Otherwise, I'll jump off and go feed the dogs. You've got the rare, ultra rare Kyle Petty number 44 promo with black wheels and 44 air for $4. Dang, you have to show me a picture of that. Black wheels. I gotta put in the Mexico Turbo, not Mexico Turbo Mustang, the Leo Turbo Mustangs. I got a couple of them, but get some of those. I know I don't have any Leos of those in yet, so I'll probably work on that sometime tomorrow or whenever. But if that's all you guys got, that's pretty much all I got for tonight. Diesel Dog here is ready to have his dinner. Let me know, because I mentioned it, I think. So, but you guys are free to reach out anytime. Let me know. Test the website, please. Let me know what you guys think. Whatever I could do to make it better, I'll try to do it. And hope you guys aren't working too hard, Aaron. Hopefully you don't have another long 80-hour week, or maybe you're wanting it and you get the overtime. So could be a good deal, I guess, if that's your thing. But I'll continue to put stuff on the website and talk to the developers and make it better. And yeah, we'll go down that route. So, but thanks everybody. Have a good night. Enjoy the last of your weekend, and I'll see you guys next time.